You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess. What's happening next?
Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me is the Spin Doc, back once again breaking down each of these playoff games. Now we've got the NL Division Series Game 3, and we did not think we'd get here with the San Diego Padres. Tied 1-1 in a remarkable game. They win 5-3, I believe the final score was game 2, so it was a very fun game to watch. And now it's a series. Can the Padres do this? Another case of this being the first home playoff game for the Padres in quite some time. So we're going to be watching this one very closely. We've got Blake Snell versus Tony Gonsolin, who is in that category of pitchers that was hurt, dominated for a really long time, got hurt, and now we're coming back and seeing him. We kind of don't know what to expect from Tony Gonsolin. At least I don't. And this leading me to have some trouble betting on this game, I'll be honest. 16-1 in his regular season. Hurt, comes back, 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 Ks, no walks against the Colorado Rockies. And that was his only start before coming into the playoffs. So what are we going to see from him? 5 innings? I think so.
Know. Yeah, I don't know with Gonsolin. He was obviously lights out in the regular season, had just some extreme control, pinpoint accuracy, making guys miss, getting ahead in counts, forcing a ton, a ton of early foul balls, which got him into 0-2-1-2 counts. However, when you look at his playoff history, and I know he's been a different pitcher this year, but when you look at his playoff history, not very good. 14 earned runs in 13 and a third innings pitched, an ERA of over 9, a FIP near 10. And he last year in the playoffs, I know he didn't start, but in about 4.5, almost 5 innings, he struck out 3, but also walked a couple, gave up a couple home runs. So Tony Gonsolin in 2020 and 2021 playoffs has not had a ton of success. And so if you like looking at historical trends for playoffs, which in a pitcher's first start in the following playoff series, I found that it actually is a pretty accurate indicator, then this might indicate that Gonsolin might struggle a little bit. Does that mean that the Dodgers lose the game? Not necessarily, because of the other pitcher who we're going to talk about in just a second.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, I think Blake Snell goes, I think Gonsolin goes like 4 innings, 5 innings, and then I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw an Andrew Heaney piggyback right off of him as well. And I mentioned, and you mentioned Blake Snell, so let's talk about him. He's coming off kind of a stinker. You know, he was on a roll at the end of the season, but got touched up against the Mets, didn't have the control, 6 walks, 5 Ks against the Mets, and 3 1/3 innings pitched in a loss. Came back and won that series. Boy, I don't know what to do here with Blake Snell. He's a playoff guy, and we all remember what had happened with Kevin Cash. He's had 3 appearances against the Dodgers. Last one was his second to last start before the playoffs. 5 innings, 1 hit ball, no earned run, 6 Ks, 3 walks against the Dodgers. The other 2 starts were in July and June. The other one was in September. The other one was in July. 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 5 Ks, 3 walks. And then July, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 12 Ks, 4 walks for Blake Snell. I don't know what to do with him here. I just can't. I don't think I can trust the Padres bullpen at the end of the day. And the numbers are what the numbers are, but ultimately I can't put my money on them. And they win that one game, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Dodgers just kind of roll through on the rest. I want the Dodgers to struggle, though, and I don't trust Tony Gonsolin at all. Tony Gonsolin being, I was going to say, arguably their best pitcher in the postseason they've got, but, you know, obviously Arias and Kershaw are really good on their own right. I just didn't have faith in him here, and I think he gets touched up. So I'll be probably looking at an over here, if anything. Thankfully, we actually have a line for this game at a 7.5, but it's going to be a Padres or pass spot for me, and I think I'm going to end up passing. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to move on this game so far. Doc, what are your early thoughts on this?
Yeah, so for those that follow me, for those that have seen my tweets before, I always refer to Mr. Snell as TBSE, which stands for the Blake Snell Experience. Reason why is whether you're fading him, whether you're on him, it doesn't really make a difference. He's always going to make you sweat. It really doesn't matter. You could have both sides of a line for him, and he will still make you sweat for both. That's just the kind of pitcher that he is. He constantly is walking on a razor's edge, always just kind of walking that wire between being pitching an absolute gem and just getting blown up, straight up freaking disaster. So you are right that he's a playoff guy, but this Dodgers offense, every other team that was on bye, at least early, came out looking a little bit flat offensively in that first divisional game, especially ones that played divisional opponents. Not the Dodgers, though. Granted, they were against Mike Clevenger, but they just hammered, and they just absolutely lit him up. I'll give their offense, I know they only scored 3 runs, but I'll give them a little bit of a pass because Darvish has had some really good history against them. So I am very, very interested here in the first 5 over. And so it's at a 3.5 right now at -120. I will gladly give that out as a free play here. I don't really have a take on the first 5 money line. I think for the full game, I do think the Dodgers win the game. I think that's I got to look a little bit deeper on who the lineup is going to be before I decide one way or another on a Blake Snell prop, because like I said, it is always the Blake Snell experience. Whether you're fading him, whether you're on him, he will always make you sweat. And at some moments during that start, he will always make you come close to having a heart attack. So betting a Blake Snell start is not for the faint of heart. So understand that if you do put your money either side of this one. But my official play for this one will be first 5 over 3.5 -120. That's on FanDuel right now.
Yeah, I like that look. The 3.5, we always talk about how difficult it is to bet the under on those 3.5s. Over doesn't seem so bad. So I think, Doc, I'm going to move on it officially here. I've got it. Shout out to our friends on Bet Online. I've got that first 5 over 3.5 at -115. So I'm going to move on that officially. And shout out to our friends at Bet Online. Use promo code PubSports when you sign up for a little deposit match, 100% up to $1,000. So shout out to them. Bet Online, great book. Been using them a lot recently. Good odds as well. So yeah, I'm going to move on it. I don't trust Gonsolin. Padres bats have been good enough. I think Blake Snell can get touched up again. I've never been super high on Blake Snell, but I'll take it. 3.5 super low.
Yeah. Just so far this playoffs, and even if you look back in 2020, so many starters in their first playoff start that have previous postseason experience. It has mirrored very, very closely to what they've traditionally done in the playoffs. And if you think that Gonsolin is going to do the same, go back and look at his past start. Relief doesn't matter because he started in 2020, was a reliever in 2021. If you go back and look at all of those, there are no numbers that would make you want to support Tony Gonsolin in the first 5 here. He has just gotten, quite honestly, torched in the playoffs. But as we talked about, he was lights out during the regular season. Playoff has been a different animal. And for good reason. So that's why I'm not going to touch a side here. I'm just going to expect that both teams will touch up the starters a little bit.
I agree with that, and I'm going to move on that first 5 over as well. I will say Tony Gonsolin has been a different pitcher this year, obviously, so we'll see how that translates into the postseason. I'm very excited to see how he does. Doc, thanks for joining me on
Thanks for having me.
Padres breakdown. Follow Doc on Twitter at SpinDocSports. And as you can hear an ice maker in the background, I hope everyone enjoys all this. The ambient noises of Say Hey Plays, ambient noises of capping a baseball game. Follow us, like I said, on Twitter at SpinDocSports, at Jose Bouquett. Doc, please, I'll say it again. What do you have to plug?
Yeah, at SpinDocSports, I have been posting a few free plays for K-props. Obviously, there's just less plays total because there's less games, but I do try to have one every other day or so. So yeah, check back. I'm pretty sure that I will have one tomorrow, especially with the 3 games, so 6 total pitchers. Pretty sure that I'll have at least one free play for everybody. But yeah, follow me and yeah, let's cash.
Let's definitely cash. Thanks everyone for watching. Hit the like button while you're here. Drop a comment. Let us know what you guys are on. Like I've mentioned in the past before, you guys make us better. So let us know what you guys are on in the comments below. And maybe we'll get you a shout out in the next show as well. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys next time.